Yes, people. Welcome back to another transfer live stream. We have got big topics to talk about. We are going to be speaking. We've got a lot of topics to talk about in today's live stream. Make sure you're smashing that like button, you're subscribing to the channel. We're going to be speaking. There's been a bit more of a development in the Florian Wirtz saga. Luis Diaz, Michael Edwards traveling to Boston to meet FSG to potentially sign off a deal for Florian Wirtz. Also, Pedro at Brighton has been linked with a move to Liverpool this morning. So we're going to be discussing that all on today's show. Let's dive into it. So the latest regarding Florian Wirtz, already 7 likes, 11 people in. That's good to see. Let's go through some comments quickly. Yo, what you saying, bro? It's getting closer. The noise, big up and smash the likes. Yes, it is. So, Christian Falk, the man who actually broke it out in the media regarding Florian Wirtz, has come out and said that Liverpool are accelerating their interest in Florian Wirtz, and Liverpool's increased pressure may threaten Bayern Munich's chances. Now, why would a Bayern journalist, who's quite reliable over in Germany, be saying all this about Liverpool? Do you know what I mean? I think the noise is getting louder. I think Liverpool, I'm not saying Liverpool are getting closer to a deal for Florian Wirtz. However, we have to take this with big news. Because a week ago, we got told by David Ornstein in that bomber that Liverpool are interested in Florian Wirtz. Ever since then, when the news broke, we took it with a pinch of salt. Was like, yeah, of course we're interested, but is it going to really happen? Probably not. But now, day by day, more stuff is coming out. And now that Liverpool are accelerating their interest in the German superstar, that's not all, because FABRIZIO Romano has also confirmed that Liverpool, if I can find the saved tweet, that is it this tweet here? No, there's a tweet I saved from FABRIZIO. Yeah, here it is. Florian Wirtz was quite opening to listen to the Liverpool project. Liverpool are ready to pay important money. It's up to the player. So the fact that FABRIZIO now, big journalists, are coming out and confirming that Liverpool are willing to pay the money for him. It is down to the player's decision. At this point, we are maybe in a Caicedo situation again. Because remember, Liverpool was willing to pay the money. And then it was kind of up to the player and Caicedo. And he kind of said, no, I wanted to go to Chelsea. And obviously, yeah, he went to Chelsea. Fair enough. But this is massive news that Liverpool are willing to pay it. It is up to the player, people. It is up to the player whether, he wants to come to Liverpool, whether he doesn't. That's up to him. By the way, people, we're on 9 likes. Let's see if we can keep smashing them up. Let's see if we can aim for 20 likes ASAP. We've got 19 people in the building. Wow, this is news. Yes, this is news, mate, because the fact that Liverpool are willing to pay the money for Florian Wirtz, and I got crucified. People saying, oh, Liverpool are not going to pay the money. Liverpool haven't got the money. They have not got the pull. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it until I drill it into people's heads. Liverpool do spend money. They do spend money. Go and check the transfer history records. I get it. Last summer, we didn't spend money. Cool. In January, we don't typically tend to spend money. In recent years, I think of big players that we've actually managed to bring in Jan. You look at Suarez, you look at Luis Diaz and Pedro is obviously the big one that mainly comes to mind. But the fact, right, is that that Liverpool are willing to break their potential transfer record again. Surely that's just a massive intent. And before anything, this is what I've got loads of stuff bookmarked that we need to go through. But this is what came out late last night regarding Christian Falk again, who's been very consistent and reliable on the situation following Florian Wirtz. He has said Liverpool are serious about Florian Wirtz. The bosses are around. Football boss Michael Edwards says in FSG. I don't know why he mentioned that Michael Edwards is 45 years old. Are to fly to Boston this week. Reasons for the visit: the English want to get the figures for Wirtz and transfer approved by the club owners FSG. I've seen a couple of people complain in the sense of, why don't you just ring him up on Skype or FaceTime? I actually been doing a bit of research with the Red Sox and stuff like that, and people and who are other companies FSG own. They typically, when it comes to a big signing like this type thing, they like to do the big sign-off check. You know, we're not talking about a £20 million player that's just like, here's 20 mil, come to Liverpool, do your medical, bish, bash, bosh. We're talking about a transfer record fee over in England. And I believe it will actually be even one of the top 5 or 6 of all time. You know, you look at Coutinho's obviously in there, Mbappe's in there, Dembele's in there. Florian Wirtz, if he moves to Liverpool or Bayern, is going to be one of the biggest transfers of all time in terms of the fee, £125 million. Now, obviously, the news is out that Liverpool could maybe do in installments, like we've spoken about a couple of times. I think that would be the route that Liverpool would go down. But with Bayern Munich, can they really afford him? You know, I'm looking at their team. I'm looking at Bayern Munich's team. And I'm thinking you need to sort out your contract situations. You need to bring in some defenders. I think their attack is fine. But it's the rest of the squad. Neuer's getting older now. Kim Min-jae really hasn't been a massive success. Big up yourself, bro. Big up. 30 people already inside. Let's see if we can smash them up to 20 likes. We are 7 subscribers, people. 7 from 900. The growth is mad. And let's hope we can maybe get 900 today. But let me know what your thoughts is. Because the thing is, what I'm thinking about is, I know I saw someone put on Twitter, surely John W. Emery is going to be at Anfield later this week, you know, with the parade and the title lift. He's going to want pictures with the team. It's the last day of the season. To be honest, I don't really buy into that, if I'm being honest. It's obviously not just John W. Emery that will be involved in this deal. And yeah, this is another reason why I think we have a massive chance. Bayer Leverkusen have not sold a player to Bayern since 2004. They don't like to strengthen their rivals. That is a fact. That is a fact. They've not sold a player since 2004. Wasn't it Michael Ballack? I think the last player they may have sold. You know, this is a team that, you know, won the league last season. They got to Europa League final. That won the Bundesliga Cup. They got Champions League again. You know, this is a team that actually wants to try and maybe stay somewhat competing, because we know what the Bundesliga is like. You know, Bayern can go nearly 10 years, just absolute domination success. Sometimes you might see a Leipzig or a Dortmund that will win the German Cup, and that'll be roughly about it. Maybe they'll have a decent Champions League run, but that's about it. But when it comes to the league, over 34 games a season, no team typically really has a chance. And if Bayer Leverkusen want to maybe even sustain their competitiveness in trying to get Champions League on a more regular basis, they're probably not going to want to send them to Bayern Munich. They're probably going to want to send them abroad where they're going to get decent money still, and obviously reinvest that back into the team. They seem like Bayern. We see United exactly like, both. And the thing is, they both fans. They just don't get along. We've seen the captain of Bayer Leverkusen come out and said, so don't quote me on this, but it was something on the lines of, "Oh, don't go there. Like, you'll just be like another player," type thing. Do you know how we speak about Trent when he goes to Real Madrid? He'll just be another player. He will just be another player. Like, there has been hundreds and hundreds of successful players at Real Madrid. When you come to Liverpool, you're going to be adored. You're going to be a legend. People are going to idolize you. How can you not want to be involved in over 1 million people bus parade cheering on you, potentially helping Liverpool do one thing that they've not done for over 35 long years, is defend a league title and win it back to back. Liverpool have not done that for over 35 years. And the fact is, he has a massive part that can help us do that. And why wouldn't he want to be a part of that project, that the way that we're going forward? We're going to be better in the Champions League next season. Do you know what I mean? Rumours we want Wirtz, Gordon and Adam from Palace, Hato with a young centre-back, Elliott and Callagher left-back, Jota, Nunes, six in, 6 out. Mate, that would be the dream window. If we signed Anthony Gordon, Adam Wharton, Hato, and obviously plus Kirkes and Wirtz and all that. Do you think that might be the greatest window of all time in the Premier League? Because I'm sorry, you're signing one of the best young sixes in world football. You're signing arguably the best attacking 10 in world football. Maybe it's him or Musiala. Take your fucking pick. You've got a young, promising defender in Hato. You've got Anthony Gordon, one of the best left wingers in the league, alongside with Jeremy Frimpong, one of the best up-and-coming left-backs in the league in Milos Kirkes. I can't think in recent times what would be actually a better win than that, especially for Liverpool in my lifetime. The one thing our fans do most is defend our players. Yeah, just don't show them the Trent stuff. Right? Just don't show them the Trent Alexander-Arnold stuff. That's been going off the past couple of months, and they'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, for us. It honestly be a great window. But the fact that Michael Rodgers is going over to Boston means something is happening. I reckon we've potentially heard something from the players' side point of view. Because why would you be going all the way to Boston trying to sort out figures and everything else like that? And Liverpool have done all the data research now, if they don't have no clue that the player would want to join. It just saves so much more time. And we know how Michael Edwards runs things. That would be 300 million, I'm guessing, with selling players. I mean, Adam Wharton, you're saying probably, 75? Wirtz is, 120? That's nearly 200. Who else you got on that list? Hato, probably about 20, 30 million. Gordon, 70. God, no, I think that'd be about 400 mil. This is, unfortunately, it's not FIFA career mode, but we can always hope and dream. People, we have 53 watching. Keep smashing that like button. Let's see if we can hit 20 likes ASAP. And I believe we are not far away from 900. I think we are 7 subscribers away from that. We've got loads of things to be discussing in today's show. The stuff about Michael Edwards. We're going to be discussing about Diaz. I got a link to Barcelona last night, and some of the people in the chat might be very happy that we got actual linked to Joao Pedro, which I said on stream, no thank you, and now we're being heavily linked with him from FABRIZIO Romano, which is fantastic. Absolute jinx there from me. That's why we are against Trent. We defended him when rivals and media were talking crap about him over the years. But the thing is, mate, people don't understand why he's left. You know what I mean? Like, people think we're just stupid fans for being mad at him for leaving. There's more than that. I mean 300 million sevens. Yeah, I get you, bro. If we did the 6 in, 6 out, we still badly need a striker, even a cheap, less proven striker, just to offer that change of style when needed. Bro, if all the names that Andrew mentioned, Adam Morton, Gordon, Wirtz, and all that, fuck the striker, mate. Fuck the striker. I'm going to be honest. He would be 100 mil from Brighton. I think, well, what I saw, he would probably cost about maybe 60 million, which still a bit no. I heard that Isaac transfer is off. That's why we are going hard for Wirtz. I said this. I've been saying this for a couple of days. Newcastle will want £150 million up front. Bayer Leverkusen are willing to do it in instalments with Liverpool. Newcastle aren't. That's the difference, I think, in reason why. And plus, I feel like Slot really wants to change his style of play. Hence why I think he's going to play. I'm convinced he will be playing him in the false nine. Yet too expensive. The thing is, 150 million for Isaac, upfront cash, no instalments that we can go and help to get other players, or would you rather do Wirtz for 80 plus instalments? That extra 70 million pound, man, that's going towards, Anthony Gordon. That's who I want at left wing. I'm gonna be honest, if I'm being really honest with you. 200 people already tuned in. That's good. 18 likes, 50 people watching. Big up yourselves, everyone, single person, for watching. But are people convinced now? You know, sod this. We're gonna run a poll. Will Wirtz sign? Just yes or no. With all the news that's breaking, are people still saying no? Start poll. Let me know. Will Wirtz sign or not? With Gordon in, Diaz, Saudi. Anthony Gordon's my dream realistic winger that I want at Liverpool. I think he's amazing. I really do. And I know people will probably criticize him this season. He has had a couple of injury problems. His numbers have dropped like half. Like he's only got 6 goals and 5 assists. But we all saw how electric he was last season. And there's still been at times this season where he's been electric. And an absolute joy to watch. Because let's be honest, when we was linked to him last summer, everyone wanted him. So I think it's going to happen. Edwards doesn't lose. Yeah, man. Michael Edwards is an absolute G, mate. He's a G. He really, really is. What the people are saying on the poll. Wow, a lot of people are saying yes. Still some saying no. I mean, it's understandable. I know people have their narrative of they'll rather wait till he's holding up the shirt, but football doesn't really like thingy like that anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd rather we spent the wires on the players we need rather than 1 or 2. Jasmine, Liverpool should have 200 mil at least to spend on players, so better than quantity. That is facts. Never happening. Still never happening for you, mate. If Edwards was here, we get Caicedo and Lavia. I agree. I prefer Gordon to Diaz. Just loses the ball consistently or spends too long trying to take a shot. The thing is with Diaz, I actually disagree with the last part. I actually don't think he shoots enough. And I don't think he's done one thing. He hasn't done it since he picked up that major injury against Arsenal. Do you remember when obviously he did his leg and obviously Thomas Partey fucked him up? He's not really been the same player since. I think he's had a good season in terms of numbers. But if you're telling me you're getting 70 million for a 28-year-old Luis Diaz and you can reinvest and go and get Anthony Gordon or Anthony, not Anthony, Gordon or Rodrigo, sorry. You're telling me not doing that swap? I mean, I know I am. So, and look, Luis Diaz is one of my favorite players, man. I think, but you have to. Sorry, but we got to do what's best for the team, and obviously, he will be a flying there. It's going to be really interesting to see how that breaks out. What else did I see? That Liverpool are now getting serious. There was a tweet I saw. Well, this is the Luis Diaz stuff that we're going to get into in a minute. And obviously, David Ornstein came out and spoke. He thinks that Wirtz is still going to go to Bayern, expected from Manchester City. There was a piece yesterday. Yeah, this is right. I brought this up at the start of the show that Liverpool, the fact that remember a lot of people were saying to me that Liverpool haven't got the money, they're not willing to pay it. Well, I'm sorry, but Fabrizio and everyone else thinks that Liverpool will do it. You know, at least 18 million. I think 60 is a fair price for Diaz, if I'm being honest. I think Diaz is so underrated by our fans. And if he was playing somewhere else, we would be crying for him. I rate Luis Diaz. I do rate Luis Diaz, but he doesn't do what I want a winger to do. Being there, Bellingham, Tchouameni, Caicedo, Lavia, etc. FSG never function this kind of money. But then do FSG function 75 million for Virgil van Dijk? Do they function 100 million euros for Darwin Núñez? 65 million for a world record free for a goalkeeper? Upfront money, by the way. Diaz is good, but then he goes quiet for 3 games. Look, Diaz is sick when it comes to the latter parts of the season and the beginning parts. When it gets to like the flipping cold at West Ham away, although he actually didn't score against West Ham away this season. But in some it's just like some games I'm like, oh man. If he could keep his form, his August-September form, if he kept that for the rest of the season, he would genuinely score 20 plus goals in the Premier League. Diaz is one of the best players, so you can't let him go. Would you sell Luis Diaz for Anthony Gordon or Rodrigo? And you're getting 70 million, and that's how much Gordon will probably cost. One of the best. Guys, forget the amount Diaz worked. Or means you'd expect Wirtz to go to Bayern or see Joyce, etc. Joyce hasn't given an opinion. Alisson VVD was Coutinho money. Well, okay, what about Darwin Núñez? 100 million euros. Szoboszlai, 17 million pound release clause, which release clauses are up front. Most release clauses are up front, 70 million pounds for Dominic Szoboszlai. You're telling me we're not doing the extra 20 million for Wirtz and you pay the rest in installments? Edwards was here for Alisson and Van Dijk, man, too good. 80-20. There's just no way we can afford Wirtz. How are people saying that we actually can't afford Wirtz? Oh, my days. I'm not understanding it. People, explain to me why Liverpool can't afford Florian Wirtz. Please. You know, explain to me why we can't afford him. If people are saying that we can't afford him, I'm giving explanations why I think we can. I want to hear why we can't, because I've literally listed a couple of things in terms of transfer records that we've done. We can afford Wirtz, 170 from the Premier League alone. Like, people act like we're so poor. Like, I expected this from non-rival fans. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all most people in this chat support Liverpool. We have 83 watching, 83 people watching right now. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 900, and we are 5 people away from 900. People who say we can't afford, haven't got a clue. Look, I've just listed a bare things. How many times have we broken transfer record, guys? Transfer records. I get we didn't spend money last summer. Okay, fair enough, cool. I think that was a manager decision, and then Edwards and a Richard Hughes decision. Not an FSG decision. Wirtz has taken 10 days to decide, so like Czeki, Simmons, etc. be out of the clubs by then. I do get the point where people are worrying when it comes to that situation. I do get where people are worried, right? Because the Club World Cup is coming up. The Club World Cup is coming up right now. So teams like Chelsea, Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern, PSG, and everyone's going to be doing fucking business. Players are going to get in snap, 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 because the money you get from the Club World Cup alone literally almost funds your transfer window. You get 60 million for entering it, then you get 100 for winning it, then you'll probably get like another couple of bits and bonuses, like TV bonuses and all that. So you're getting probably upwards of nearly 200 million. That almost funds your transfer window alone. So teams right now will effectively buy players knowing if we can win, we've made our money back and we've improved our squad. We have bare money, of course we do. Like, and I'm not talking like Liverpool are going to go and spend hundreds of millions of pounds, but saying that we don't have a chance, I think, is a bit mad. FSG just don't want to spend. They owe us a bigger window. Liverpool are 470 million in the green with PSR. Seeing this the other day, like we are comfortable in PSR. So if Liverpool go and bomb and get the Florian Wirtz deal, maybe another 67 million pounds forward alongside with the Kirkers deal and maybe Hatto, we're going to be calm. We criticize FSG. We rightly so. I get where people criticize FSG. I get that, but they're a businessman, and do you really think they're going to put Liverpool in danger with PSR? The fact that I've seen people say that sort of things, like, oh, come on, man. Edwards wants this guy, which normally means he will get the player. Bro, Edwards is going to go over there. He's going to flip and slang dunk John W. Emery, all right? And he's going to get out his spreadsheet and say, look, this is what we need to do. Thank you very much. Get your credit card out, tar. No, I'm joking. He's not going to do any of that. But, hey, you never know. I think this deal is going to drag on for weeks. I hope not. I'll be honest. Because, not the fact that I'm getting bored, but it's just that I am slightly worried if we don't get the deal over the line, your Cherkies is going to be gone. Cherky is going to be at a different football club in the next 2 weeks with the Club World Cup coming up. I think we can all agree Manchester United, I reckon, are going to put massive interest in him, like I seen yesterday, especially if they get Champions League. Essex Red Sox said, no chance. Why the sudden change? Wirtz has 10 days apparently to give Liverpool an answer. Until I see advanced talks of Bayer Leverkusen sporting director, I won't believe anything. I don't trust FSG after what happened with Bellingham, Caicedo, Werner, Lavia and Nkunku. Bellingham wanted to go to Real Madrid. Caicedo wanted to go. We was willing to put in the money for Caicedo. Werner wanted to go to Chelsea because they offered him a higher wage. Lavia, I will give you Lavia because we was dilly-dallying and messing around with pathetic bids. We put in a 35 mil, then it was 37, then it was like 39 or 41 mil. Just given the 50 mil, I'll give you Lavia. And Nkunku, I don't think the interest was absolutely massively concrete, if I'm being honest. Bruno Edwards wasn't here for them. I trust my clothes, but I don't trust Richard Shoes. I have said he is. I have not said he's not joining Liverpool. I just got stung by a wasp. One cancer. What the? It's happening. Believe in Edwards. He's on the case. Would have been traveling to the US to waste time. FSG. John H. Like signing off big deals in person. That's done last year with a Red Fox player. Absolutely facts, mate. That is a fact. I was doing research last night with how transfers and this sort of stuff works with Red Fox. And typically, when it comes to a big transfer like this, like I said, we're not talking about signing flipping Berg from Burnley for 20 mil. We're talking about 120 million pounds. Like, this is like, come on. Exact. Liverpool had Bellingham staying in a hotel with his family, then he changed his mind. Liverpool had staying. Was that actually true, though? Look, I know we had genuine interest in Jude Bellingham, and I know he spoke to us because he said it in the press conference when he signed for Real Madrid. But the fact is, he even said he wanted Real Madrid. One of the biggest decisions was because Real Madrid won that Champions League final the year before. Like, we can't really blame FSG for a player saying no. in recent times, cool. You can't play them for Zubimendi because the player FSG were willing to give the club the money to go and get the player. You wanted to set Sociedad. You can't blame FSG all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I hope it doesn't roll on and use as an excuse why we don't spend on others. And then there is a striker from Frankfurt. Wait, is this Bruno? Oh, wait, is this the Bruno that I've seen in people's chats? Is this? Oh, I can't remember. I think everyone calls him Uncle. I think. If it is that Bruno, yo, big up yourself, bro. Like, yeah, you're one of the funniest guys. I can't remember if it is the Bruno I'm thinking of. Good player. 2 years before Bellingham moved to Real Madrid. Seeing what Hughes done at previous clubs, I trust him. I do as well. Essex, red. It's complicated when big money is involved. Yeah, like it's not. Again, I could understand if we're talking about a player for £10 million. Cool. If it's 10 mil, but we're talking about £120 million, £125 million, whatever the flipping price is, right? And this is a big transfer. We're not signing someone from Burnley or Aldershot or Dover or Portsmouth or Plymouth or Exeter or other than, man. Like, come on, man. I think people need to just relax and calm down a bit, if I'm being honest. 27 likes. Let's see if we can smash them up to 30. By the way, we are one subscriber, people. One sub away from 900. Who will be the 900th sub? We will see. Yeah, good player. Yeah. I think people just need to relax a bit. Do you know what I mean? I get where people are frustrated with FSG. I'm not saying FSG are completely innocent. But to simply just blame FSG for every single transfer failing, I think it's a bit ludicrous and just a bit unfair. Yes, I am the Bruno who banters Tottenham who haven't won a trophy since Rihanna's what? Good girl gone bad. And Arsenal who haven't won a Premier League since Tom and Jerry. Oh God! Wait, Bruno, do everyone call you uncle? Because if it is, oh mate, you're a legend, bro. Like I remember I've seen you on bare channels, like one of the funniest guys that I've seen go on people's YouTube channels. Had me in stitches at times, bro. If you're the guy, big up to yourself, man. Thanks for tuning in. But let's see what the poll is saying now. We've had 57 votes on the poll. 72% have said yes. 28% no. In my Liverpool supporting life, before FSG, 0 Premier Leagues. That is a fact. Essex Red, I think the player is torn due to him being German. They love to play for the biggest club over there. I know a lot of people are probably going to thinking I'm pro FSG, I'm FSG in. To be honest, there's been times where I've been FSG out, there's been times where I've been FSG in. I'll be honest, I'm just on the mix now. My mentality now when it comes to the owners, as long as they're doing the right thing for the football club, they're not putting the football club in debt like Manchester United, that we're not going to be in danger or anything like that. And we're still competing for trophies like a title, a Champions League and a Cups, then I am happy. Do you know what I mean? After FSG 2 Premier League titles. But look, if FSG go and sign Florian Wirtz for us, they go and get couple of more players. I don't think people can really complain at them. I really don't. People, we have 76. We only have 26 likes. I'm sure we can push that up to 40 ASAP. I know they are not perfect. They sometimes get things wrong with the tickets in the Super League, etc. Yeah, exactly. But you can't say they haven't been successful. And you can't say it's not always their fault when it comes to transfers, man. It's one of my pet peeves of mine. I think it's just a question of whether Wirtz decides in favour of Bayern or us or Bayer Leverkusen has been a real competitor for Bayern in recent years. If he is a character, he won't choose Bayern. Yeah, I agree. You'll find me on Team Coppish channel, Jamie Phillips. Yeah, man. This is the guy. Oh, yes. Big up yourself, Bruno, man. It is him. Yes. When we need defence, they've spent and ended up with Williams and Phillips and Henderson at centre back, and also we never replaced Gini or Fabinho. Okay, I get the the Williams and the Phillips situation. I get that. The Gini and the Fabinho, that was up to Jurgen Klopp. He chose to rebuild the midfield in the way he wanted to, with Szoboszlai, Endo. And to be honest, when Gini Wijnaldum, didn't Gini Wijnaldum want to actually stay, but we just didn't offer him a new contract? He was on 75 grand a week. He was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League in his prime. You know? And he's on 75 grand a week. Like, no wonder he went to PSG and earned a bit of bag. And now Saudi. Yeah, smash the likes. Yeah, big up, bro. 92 inside Christian. Romero is rumoured to be heading to Atleti. Yeah, I saw that. Treat as a soap opera. It's a show. We have no say. Source. Atleti newspaper. Yeah, I saw. I'm very excited for him. What, are you an Atletico Madrid fan? Remember 21-22 season after we won the league, we didn't invest in the defence and we fell off a cliff. Yeah, I get stuff like that. I do. Like, okay, yeah. Times like them, I understand why people are mad. I understand why people are frustrated. And, you know, it's rightly so. That the fact that we didn't bring in a centre back when we should have. We went in the season with what? Matip, Gomez, and Verge. You know, especially if one goes down, you kind of sodded. But I do get what you mean, but look, I feel like the point I'm trying to get is right. FSG, we know that there's been times where they can do better. Like there's been times where Jurgen Klopp, if FSG did have spent a bit more, Jurgen Klopp probably would have another Premier League title to his name, another Champions League, Carabao FA Cup, and all that. But I think it's 50-50. I really do. How do we know that Jurgen Klopp didn't want to spend money? How do we know that? Jurgen Klopp admitted in a press conference that he didn't want to spend. He chose not to. He then realised, shit, I need to bring in a midfielder. We brought in Otamela on loan. Okay, respectfully, no. But he knew he fucked up and he apologised. How do we know that FSG are not trying to give him money to reinvest? You know, I think it's 50-50 on Jurgen and FSG. I really do when it comes to certain parts of certain transfer windows in the past. I can't wait for the here we go, bro. I'm praying. Big up yourself, Luke and mate. Gordon is decent, but he isn't good enough for Liverpool. I actually disagree. Both of our current left wingers are better than him. Really? Bruno, I'm on Jamie Phillips' show. Coppish, I'm also, yeah. What's up, bro? The best commentator around. Yeah. Bruno's hilarious. Liverpool are said to have been impressed with Wirtz family. Yeah, we'll get into that. Phillips. If we have a good summer, some people, including me, need to apologise to FSG, but the issue with them is the lack of transparency. It causes people to doubt, and sometimes they give good reasons for that doubt. 100%, man. 100%. If FSG this summer, it's not even about the money spent. I couldn't give a crap if FSG spent 500 million or 200 million. It would not bother me. I don't care how much we spend. It's not about spending money. It's about buying players that we need for us to be able to compete at the highest level, to fill up and make a better bench, help our manager try and get another title of Champions League and a cup. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's about for me. It's not about going and spending 500 million or a billion, because we see what it's like at Chelsea Football Club. Let's be honest, we're not taking no more than 3 players at the club from Chelsea that actually come into Liverpool starting 11. Do you know what I mean? You probably say Palmer, Caicedo. Probably that's it. This, he's coming. I'm praying, bro. Money talks in these kind of deals. Exactly. Even our star boy striker in front of goal, Alvarez, wants Christian Romero. He is very solid in defense and was considered one of the best in the world one time. I think Romero is okay, but I think he has got major bozo genes in him, just like our boy Canate. He isn't. Klopp said it himself that he played Hendo in the wrong position for 2 years. Sometimes FSG is slow. I get it. I know. Kicker are just not very reliable. Bayern have to put a lot of work into the transfer. Bayern is most likely destination for Wirtz. That does not mean there is no hope. Exactly. Obviously, I want Tottenham to win tonight because I hate Manchester United too. Of course, man. Smash the likes. Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, we never really what goes on behind the scenes. Exactly, man. How do we know there's not been times where Jurgen has not wanted to spend money? We know that Jurgen Klopp likes a small squad. He likes the same 11. You know? How do we know that Jurgen Klopp maybe have said, no, I don't want any players, I'm fine. What I need to see from John W. Henry's consistency, leaving our managers to dry. Yeah, 100%. I know. Yeah, City spent 200 million Jan. Hope the deal goes through. Just get Cherky, keep Diaz, bring in Sesko. Oh my. So you would rather have Diaz and Sesko and Salah than Gordon, Wirtz and Salah? Wow. Yeah. Wait, hold up. Anyway, Wirtz for me, if you get him, Cherky looks like his Man U band. I agree. I think he goes to Man U. 37 likes, people. We have literally over 80 people in here. Let's see if we can smash them up to 50. We can smash up to 1,000 subscribers. But thank you. Oh my God, we've hit it. 905 subs. People, thank you all. Thank you so much. We are now 95 subscribers away. Well, I think we need to change this banner. Give me a minute. Road to 1,000 subs. Let's see how long it will take us to get there. But a couple of other things I do want to speak about on today's show is I do want to discuss the Luis Diaz thing. Barcelona are considering Luis Diaz as their number 9 target for now. They are doing their calculations. Player eager to come. We know that because he's a Barca fan. But where did I see this? Hansi Flick apparently has already given his approval to sign Luis Diaz as Barcelona look to attempt a potential summer move. Luis Diaz is now Barcelona's top priority this summer. His signing will cost around 71 million. Why 71 million? Why not just 70? Luka Books. Yeah. You can get 1K in the next 3 or 4 days, bro. I hope so, man. I've literally been grinding this channel for so long. Do you believe in the Wirtz rumours? I do. I think he will stay if Spurs win the Europa. Wait, who are you on about there? Yeah, Spanish media is talking about that. Yeah, man. Yeah. I asked AI when was the last time Leverkusen sold players to Bayern, and it was 2004. A Brazilian defender named Lucio. Lucio, you know. Wow, I didn't know it was Lucio. I thought it was Balak. Wirtz seems happening. Yeah, man, it does. It really, really does. How can we not be excited? How am I seeing people in the chat not being potentially excited regarding the transfer? I'm seeing people in the chat rather want Turkey and keep Luis Diaz. How do 74% believe we will sign Wirtz? I wish, but we can't see it. Yeah, let's actually have another look at the poll. 106 votes, 77 people think we're actually going to sign him. And literally 23% said no. I did a poll yesterday, and I think 40% said yes. I think it's changed the tide. That the fact that Fabrizio has come out and said that Liverpool are willing to pay it, the fact that he's going over to Boston to try and sort out figures. There's just not a world where hope, yeah. How many likes? Yeah, 41. So you know what? Let's do a poll. Right, let's end this poll. Let's do another one because this one's interesting. Start. Keep or sell Luis Diaz. I'm intrigued. Keep. Let's see what the people say because a lot of people have said they would keep him. Some people said they wouldn't. Me personally, if Rodrigo and Anthony are on the table, I'm sorry, but I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no to Rodrigo and Anthony. I'm going to be real, guys. I know some of you love Luis Diaz. I love Luis Diaz myself. But me personally, I've got to do what's better for the football club and the future of the club. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. But yeah, let me know what you think. On the plus side, Leverkusen are sort of player. A lot of players of the Premier League, as they don't like selling to buy. Kai Havertz, DRB, Leon Bailey, Son. Take the profit, put it into the Wirtz deal. Sell. Rodrigo stats are way below Lucho. Rodrigo is a baller, man. I'm not having Rodrigo slander in this chat. I'm going to be honest. He's one of my favourite players to watch. Wow, a lot of people are saying keep. So, right, realistic, right? You're saying you're saying no to 70 million. Just hypothetically. Chiesa is leaving, Diaz is leaving. Both players need to be replaced. We can't have a 2021 season again. Or 22-23 season. So Bruno thinks we should sell. I'm on the same path. Darren, I don't get why they're going to sort funds out if a player hasn't even said yes. Said, yeah, he's coming. It's strange. Or has Wirtz said yes, he's interested? I think it's potential of a couple of things. Liverpool know potentially he's willing. They want to get ahead of the curve before Bayern Munich. Because I think Bayern Munich can't pay the money. Because if Florian Wirtz, right, people are saying, if Florian Wirtz is definitely willing to come to Bayern, why haven't Bayern paid the money and getting him ready for the Club World Cup in literally 2 weeks? If we get a striker, then Gordon is far better an option than Diaz. Look at the way Gordon plays and how he provides for Isaac. Yeah. Sal Diaz can play better in centre position than Jota and Darwin. I don't mind Diaz down the middle. I don't. But then there's certain oppositions where it's a low block, it just doesn't work. You know, look at games where it's actually really worked. Tottenham, they played a high line. West Ham were playing a high line. And they're just a couple of games to my mind where it works really well for Diaz down the middle. Teams that just really sit low deep, Diaz doesn't really know how to beat a man into the box. I'm not a fan of him down the central area. I'll be honest, I'm very 60-40 on it in terms of him in that area. However, the votes are looking very split. 58% are saying keep, 42 are saying no. We are 2 likes away, by the way, from 50. 910 subscribers. Wow, man. Appreciate the love. Diaz, but the thing is, right, you know what? I did this yesterday. We're going to go on to the calculator. No, we'll go on the Liverpool wage bill for now. And I'm going to explain what I'm doing in a second. Right, so these are all the current players that are contracted at Liverpool Football Club. We're going to go one by one, and we're going to see keep or not sell. And then we're going to add it all up on the calculator in terms of what I think Liverpool will make this summer. So Koopmas, I believe he's on loan, isn't he? Callum's on loan, yeah. Chambers is on loan, yeah. All these guys are on loan. Kai Gordon, man. I was excited, but injuries, unfortunate. Harvey Davis, he's up. His contract's up. Calvin Ramsey, his contract's up in 2 years. This guy's been at the football club for 3 years. Literally not played. I know we only spent 2-3 million, but literally not played. Yaros, we might need a backup goalkeeper because his contract, I believe, is up. I don't know if he's had a new contract extension. Reece Williams, his contract's up in a year. This guy's been going on loans every year to League Two teams, and it's not working. Just get rid. Tyler Morton, is his contract really up until in this year? Because we could have got some money for him last year. Kelleher, I think we get 30 million. Ben Doak, obviously he's on loan, but I don't think his contract's up. No, because I think he signed the contract extension. I think we can get 25 million. He's had a very good season at Middlesbrough, to be honest. I've heard good things. Curtis Jones, I think we keep him around, but he's only got 2 years left. Needs to make a decision. Bajcetic, another one. You know, three years ago, this kid was meant to be break. We all thought he was going to break into the Liverpool team, and obviously, you know, the injury is very unfortunate. It massively set him back. You know, I think he's had a good second half of the loan season on loan in Spain. I'm excited to see what he can do potentially. Nat Phillips, his contract's obviously gone. Kwanzaa's got 4 years. Kwanzaa's are ones to watch potentially. We all know Kwanzaa signed that new deal, that recent new deal. But I think that was protection value potentially if Liverpool was to sell him. Harvey Elliott, I think, will be gone. That's 30 million. Endo's got 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool just maybe his contract just gets run down. I feel like he can do a job for 10-15 minutes off the bench. Diaz, that's the big one. You take the money or you sign the contract. He's on 55k a week. This is now or never where he gets that big contract at Liverpool. Because he's getting to that sort of age now where he's going to want that contract. He can't be staying on 55 grand a week. He's either stay or go. Madrashuli's obviously coming in. Kanate, we need to make a decision because, again, we can't be back here in a year. Sorry. Simicas, I think will be sold. Conor Bradley's obviously signed a contract. Gomez, I wouldn't be surprised if the club let his contract run down. It's like, how much realistically are we going to get for him? Maybe if Joe Gomez gets sold, we use that money to go and buy like a Hato from Ajax. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the situation. I know a couple of clubs was interested in him last summer, but didn't really come to fruition. Dom, he's going to stay. He's got 3 years left. Same with Gakpo. Nunes will be gone. Jota's an interesting one. Do we sell him to... do you want to know where I think Jota ends up? I think he ends up at Newcastle. I think Jota goes to Newcastle. I think Chiesa will be sold to probably Napoli, like the links have been saying. Gravenberch, obviously, yeah, keep. Alisson, he's got 2 years left. Yeah, obviously keep. Hopefully we can sign him to a contract. McAllister, I'm keeping, obviously. Robertson, interesting to see what will happen because I don't think we're going to bring our backup left back in this window. I think that'll be next summer. Robertson's going to be 32. 32, 33. You're probably not getting nothing from him now, really, where the legs are going. You know, he's not really doing what he did, going forward anymore. He only just got his first assist. Yeah, you can fuck off. Obviously, you two are staying for 2 more years. I think Liverpool will make genuinely £200 million this summer. Let me know what you think. I will be shocked if we don't make anywhere upwards of nearly 200. Let's go through some of these comments. We've got quite a few to go through, actually. We do need a striker. That is the position that worries me this transfer window. A lot of clubs are looking, and there are very few top strikers available. I understand. I'm on the same page with you, Matthew. I'm on the same page with you. I think Liverpool need to make a decision where, how are we going to play going forward? Because we've been linked to wingers now. I don't think Liverpool are buying a striker. I genuinely think Florian Wirtz, I'm convinced he's been brought into playing the 9. He's getting brought into playing the 9, so then we can still keep Gravenbergs, your Szoboszlais, your McAllisters all in the midfield. And then I think Liverpool are going to go and get a left winger. Do you want to know who I actually would genuinely take? And I know he plays off the right. Mbeumo. It's all up to Wirtz if he wants to come. I do believe we can fund it for the right player, but I just think he stay in Germany. I hope he doesn't. Yeah. Rodrigo 6 goals, 5 assists. Diaz 7 goals, 6 assists. Rodrigo's a baller, man. 30 mil for Keller is a steal. I think he goes to Newcastle as well. I think he goes to Newcastle. Although Martinez is leaving Villa, they need a goalkeeper. I can't believe the fans are dissing Diaz. He's been good. Look, I love Luis Diaz, guys. I've got a Luis Diaz shirt in there. You know, I'm a big fan of him, right? But if we're getting offered 70 million, I'm taking it for the better of the football club. It's time to evolve. But if we was to keep him, I wouldn't be fussed. I wouldn't be fussed. But if we're getting 70 million, I'm not going to be fussed. I think we should get 40 million for Keller. Yeah, I agree. For me, Nunes, Jota, Tsimikas, Elliott, Doak, Morton, Kwanzaa all go. Yeah, I think, Tsimikas will be gone as well. We need to stop letting players leave for free. I think it's just a matter. When it comes to letting players for free, I think it's genuinely 50-50 when it comes to letting players for free. I already gave up on Nunes and Jar. Keller should be in demand. I'd be happy to keep. He's got 1 year left though, mate. Why not take the 40 million? We've got Manavashvili coming as a backup. Then promote a goalkeeper to be the third. We're going to sign Kirkes. He's the next under Robertson. Yeah, he's going to be a Liverpool player. Keep Robbo for the leadership, team talk, much like Miller. We kept Neither's all that so new guys know what Liverpool stands for. Look, if we kept Robertson, I'm not complaining as a backup. Do you see Kirkes going to Liverpool potentially? 3. I pass your channel on to. Isn't that the guy that sang that that song about Cal on Coppish? I saw a clip of it on TikTok. I was like, what the fuck? I just see the clip of some guy like rapping about Cal on Coppish about transfers. I was like, what? Imagine Diaz goes and we can't sell Nunes. Nunes is going to be gone. I don't know why people are panicking. Lucha should stay unless you should for sure have better players in that position, which I don't see at the minute. Rodrigo, Anthony Gordon. Would you take Nico Williams? Selling Lucho seems to be inviting more problems rather than solving it. Did you see the Callum song? Yeah, I did see it, man. I've got to play this clip. Right, last night I was watching Lee Gunner. I need to play this clip. Oh my days. Oh my days. You lot are gonna absolutely, yeah. It's funny. Give me a minute. Let me just pull it up because this clip. Oh my god, I can't remember if I saved it to my phone or not. Right, it's this song about Arsenal. If you watched League on a stream last night, you will know. And I was in absolute stitches. Right, I've got the clip. Let's play this. Have a listen to this. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to transfer talks in a minute, guys. But you need to listen to this.
Second place, 3 years straight. Oh, trust the process, they all say. Oh, gold dreams turn to silver trade. Oh, Arteta's cult can't see the
Oh my god.
The pundits all pointed, said this is their year. City looked tired, Arsenal was near. The stars were aligned, the Gunners were high.
Fucking tune this.
Everybody bet on Arnold's slot. 3 years running, they came close. But trophies, nah, just Twitter post. Champions, nah, just nearly men. Back in May, they cry again. They said if City drops, then who's next in line? It's Arsenal's moment, the crown will be fine. But from the mist of the Mersey shore came a Dutchman they couldn't ignore. Ole, 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 ole. We finished second, just not to Pep Brigade. Ole,
This is fucking amazing.
ole. It's Liverpool who crashed the parade while we were building title dreams.
No, I didn't make it. I'm gonna shout the guy out in a minute. Let me know if you can hear it, the music. This music's a tune.
Sang all the songs. Thought this time the story would right the wrongs. But while we were counting on City's decline, Salah broke records 1 goal at a time. He scored and he passed week after week. 8 double-doubles, his boots did speak. 30 involvements in just 18 games while we were just clapping post-match flames. They scream, we're back! With TikTok clips, the trophy dust on empty lips. Celebrating wins in March while City's lifted in the arch. They said we were ready, we carried the load. But Salah went beast mode on cruise control. 1 more to match, 2 to be great. Pass Shearer Cole, now set the slate. Yeah. Ole, 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 ole. All roads were
I'm having this as my fucking ringtone. I am. One minute.
Next time fast, Salah danced and broke the pass. Ole, 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 ole. We're second place, and that's our cast. That called to Michael's wild, no doubt. They'd clap him if they got knocked out. Say he's Pep with hairline tight, but Pep wins trophies day and night. PR merchants.
We're nearly there.
You don't get it, it's the feel, but feelings don't lift silverware. They built a statue upon it. Ole, 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 ole. Not even Pep this time to blame. Ole, 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 ole. It's Salah who changed the game. Dance with hope.
I will get into all the comments very soon. Smash them likes, people. This song is an absolute banger.
Title charge turned second rate. Oh, lowly. Parade for vibes, but not for plates. Oh, lowly. Arteta stands, hallucinate. Oh, lowly. Oh, babe.
How can we not find this? Oh my god. Oh no. I feel sorry for troops. Bro, Troops is a nice guy, man. He doesn't deserve to get clipped.
Come on, Arsenal. Come on. Keep him out the fuck. Oh, no. Oh, my days.
Oh, this is when John Stones scored, isn't it?
No. Oh my days. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, what a clip. Go and follow this guy on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter. He made the clip. Oh my days. Wow. That. What a song. It's mad how AI is going. People smash their likes because that was an absolute tune. Lol, Gal rocking. I didn't make it. The guy on Twitter did. Shout out to him. Arsenal, the gift that keeps giving. Hey, bro, just subscribe to your new channel. Big up to you, man. Thanks. I do appreciate Leo's goals. Rings a bell. He really thinks the Wirtz deal is happening, or else have gone. I want to play that song again. It's a hit. By the sound of it. Low. The one that is giving the trophy away, the person that walks down the bride. Oh yeah, man. It. What a song. Yeah, Liverpool videos. I saw Leo's goals was saying Sabozil Wirtz could move into the false 9 role given the lack of top strikers available this summer. I've been saying that. You know what? I'm going to do what I think the Liverpool team will be in a minute. Now it's Cowboys song. Even Brian are asking for 70 mil. Oh, God, I need to dive into that. Oh, no. Where would we play Wirtz? I think play him in false 9. I feel sorry for Dan Potts and League Gunner. Only good Arsenal fans I like. They're quality, man. I like Dan Potts. I like League Gunner. If the Arsenal fans I like and I actually respect, right? Because there's actually genuinely good Arsenal fans out there that aren't deluded, that actually genuinely know their club, is Turkish. I watch Big Six. League Gunner. Who else you got? Oh, what's his name? So you got Lee Gunner, Turkish, Dan Potts, not Cecil. You got like the ones on the other channel on Lee Gunner's channel. You got like DJB, Jez. They're all good guys. Matty as well. You've got I cannot remember his channel's name. It's gonna bug me, but if it comes to mind, I'll mention his name. Any updates on Diaz? Barcelona won him, mate. I just read Nunes has an agreement with Atletico. Does that mean maybe the deal with Alvarez maybe? Guys, I don't think we're signing Julian Alvarez. I can put big money on Liverpool not signing Julian Alvarez. I think there's more of a chance of Isaac because we have seen players, South Americans, they grow up dreaming of playing in Spain, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atleti. We've seen your Alvarez and your Bernardos all complain about the British weather. They're not going to want to come back to England after a year. Do you know what I mean? And bearing in mind, Atletico Madrid guys, they spent big money on him. They spent like 70 mil. So they got him for cheap. Wirtz as false 9, Firmino 2.0, Pedro not for me. Oh yeah, Turkish is good. I can't remember his name, the Arsenal fan. Igal is quality, man. Go and subscribe to Igal. He's a good guy. But some of his Arsenal takes, I would love to question about some of them. He's really going to bug me. Who the Arsenal fan is. There's an Arsenal fan that goes on the terrace as well. I can't remember his name. He's all right. Arsenal fan TV. No, it's not AFTV. Unfortunately, Alvarez will join Barca next season, most likely. I don't think he's leaving Atleti anytime soon. It's really going to bug me who that Arsenal fan. I'm actually going to try and find him because otherwise this is going to bug me. But should we play the song again? why I try and find this Arsenal fan, because then we're going to speak about the Pedro stuff that I saw, which I think is interesting. We have also been linked with Sesko, which is a concern. I no, thank you. I would genuinely rather Liverpool not go and get a number 9. I'd rather just keep Curtis. That's his name, Curtis Shaw TV. I found him. He's another good Arsenal fan. I think he's one of the most underrated, by the way, as well. Bro, at least spell Wirtz correctly. Please don't. Let's down. Mate, what do you mean? Please spell Wirtz correctly. Don't know what you mean. I think Alvarez was 100 mil. I have bantered Igal on Team Corpus, calling in shows for days. Guna Lee. Who's Guna Lee? I forgot. There's so many that do content. Like, it's hard to keep up. Like, I just watch the ones I watch. Like, do you know what I mean? I hope Spurs stop Man U. Don't need sneaking a trophy. My prediction. What do I actually think? I just think Man U. I can't lie. I think they'll win. It's unfortunate. When's Frimpong announcement? I reckon sometime this week. In terms of by a club statement, in terms of media stuff, I think after probably maybe next week. Darren, they play Nunes with Alvarez. They like the big and small striker. What do you think about Etitike or Sesko? I think Etitike, there's potential there. I think he could work really good with Florian Wirtz with his link up. That's the one thing I've noticed with him that I like, is link up play. And I think he can link up well with Salah. I think he can link up well with Wirtz if I was to get that done. Sesko, look, I've not watched Sesko loads this season, but when I've seen him, he's got good attributes, but then there's a lot of attributes, and I'm like, no, I've seen that enough with Darwin Núñez. Like just straight up no. We have 73 people still watching. Let's see if we can smash them likes up to 70. Let's get those likes up to 70 ASAP. How many subs are we away from 1,000 now? We are 88. We have 73 watching. I guarantee at least 20 aren't subscribed. Smash the like if you want to step to the latest football content, Liverpool content, and just absolute laughs. You guys on Team Coppish, calling shows. I can't lie, I want to play the flipping clip again. But now we've got to speak about the Pedro stuff. Also, by the way, this is Liverpool's leaked kit. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. I like that. I think that's a thing of beauty. This is what Fabrizio had to say, and it's actually by Fabrizio. Liverpool are among the clubs keen on João Pedro. The understanding that is the potential proposals around a fee of 60 million could prove attract in order to advance and try and negotiate with Brian. We've been linked with Brian for some time. We've been linked with Brian for Pedro for some time. The guy is the biggest prick on YouTube, apparently. Stuck at work. What's the latest? In terms of what? Florian Wirtz. Edwards is flying over to Boston to talk with FSG. Liverpool are willing to pay the money. It's up to the player. If Spurs wins, it takes out two birds with one stone. The banter against United and Arsenal will be great. If Spurs win a trophy tonight, wow. I was what? I was 2 years old when Spurs last won a trophy. 2. So I've never really seen Spurs actually win a trophy, really. You're a Spurs fan? Oh no. I mean, look, I'd rather Spurs win, of course. No, fuck United and all that. Of course. It reminds me of the 1980s kits. Those kits are beautiful, man. But let me know what you think to Joao Pedro. I mean, he's just underwhelming. I think he's actually got decent numbers, to be fair, this season. He's actually got decent numbers, which is probably one of the reasons why the club are looking at him. You know, it's all about the numbers and the data. You know, 27 games, 10 goals and 6 assists. It's not too bad for Brighton. In the Europa League last season, he got 6 goals in 6 matches and obviously played 1 game in the Cup and nothing. He's only 23 years of age. When he was at Watford, right, when he was at Watford in the Championship, and I watched him a couple of times in the league, I was actually looking at him. I was like, you know, this guy could be a talent. The more now he's kind of, you know, progressed through his career, I'm just like, I think there's better money. I'd rather spend 60 million. Again, I'd rather spend 60 million on a winger. I don't want us to go for Joao Pedro. He's not good enough. I'm LFC, bro. My bro is Spurs. Did see Bayern space. He said Wirtz is off. I did. What's the news with Kanate? There's nothing really new on Kanate right now. Hey, man, watching you for the first time. One of your vids. Appreciate it, man. I was 10 when Tottenham won a trophy. Yeah. I was 2, man. And yes, that's probably... It might be coming to an end tonight. Liked and subscribed up the Reds. Best to Bayern is off according... Accounting to buying space. Why buy Joao Pedro when you can get other players? I spoke about cheap and similar price. They did say it is the year of the birds, lava bird, magpie, and eagle. So far Spurs might add to that. Hopefully, sell Diaz and buy Florian Wirtz. For me, sell Luis Diaz and get me Anthony Gordon. So, like, if I'm ranking my top 3 wingers to replace Luis Diaz, Gordon, Rodrigo, then after that, it's actually tough. The other ones are probably on the right side that I would take, like an Mbeumo. But what is the actual poll saying on Luis Diaz? 103 votes. 61% said keep. 39 said sell. You know what? We'll do this as a poll. Because I got asked this loads. Which one do you want? Pedro, Sesko, and you know what? We'll do Etatike, the big strikers that we are being linked with right now. Me personally, I'm going Etatike, Pedro, and then Sesko, in my opinion. Start poll. That's going to be an interesting poll, I'll be honest, because a lot of people in the chat yesterday were saying Pedro. I'm talking about Pedro at Brighton. The only reason I would take Gordon, he's a Pool fan, and he'll give it 100%. Gordon is a Liverpool fan, so he would give that extra bit. And I just think he's a quality player. I genuinely think he's one of the best left wingers in the league. I think he was certainly the best left wing in the league last season, in my opinion. We are 4 likes away from 70. Let's see if we can smash them up in the next 5 or so minutes. We are now 85 subs away from 1K. we're on that train. Good poll has me thinking. Yeah, it's a good poll that, because a lot of people are. I'm really intrigued for this one because it looks like they're the three strikers that we're being linked with. Right, I'm sorry, guys, but look, we all want Isaac, but forget about it. Forget about it. We're not signing Isaac and Wirtz. Newcastle won 150 million up front, and people are saying, "Oh yeah, I don't believe FSG will pay the money for Wirtz." What makes you think they'll pay the money for Isaac? No, swings in round. You know, you got to ask yourself that question as well. So, I'm intrigued to see what people are going to say about this poll. I see Atletico winning it. I can't lie. None, to be honest, same. I go Pedro due to the more improving in a way better chance of hitting the ground. The only reason I go with Atletico is because the attributes I like, I think, will work well for a player like Wirtz, in my opinion. And that's one of the reasons why I'd actually take him. But so far, Atletico is winning the race. Right. We should avoid AFCON players. Why is that? Smash their like. Scored in his quality. He's had injury problems. I'd rather play Dan's up front than the other three. Do your team that you'd like. Yeah, okay. Right, we'll go on FootMob for this. So this is the team I would like in terms of based off rumours right now. Okay, right. In goal, we're all can admit it's going to be Alisson. Kirker's left back. Yeah. Very simple. Virgil and Canate. Who do people want? Connor Bradley or Frimpong? Connor Bradley or Frimpong at right back? Who would you rather see play right back for Liverpool next season as the starting right back? Newcastle need to sell one player. Heard. Now the PSR rules are calm. Anders, Frimpong, Connor Bradley, 100% more complete. Bradley, people are saying Bradley, All right, Connor Bradley. Understandable. We'll do the positions that we know that are going to be locked. Salah, and obviously Alexis McAllister there. Now, who else do you want to join him? Alexis McAllister, Szoboszlai. Are you playing Wirtz there? Are you playing Wirtz as a 9? Gravenberg. Some people might say Curtis Jones. And then off the left, someone said Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong. Yo, it's kind of split now. Ooh. I think there is a star in Bradley as he grows. He is. He's just got injury problems, bless him. Wirtz false 9, Gordon left wing. Yo, this guy knows, man. This guy knows. I told you. Gordon left wing, Wirtz in the 9. Salah on the right. Thank you very much. Since Lucha will leave, if money's spent on Frimpong, he'll be eased into become a starter. I think personally it's going to be obviously Gaurav. And then I think Szoboszlai there. Wirtz. Or are people having Wirtz in the actual midfield 3 and then an actual striker up front? Or are we changing formation like what we're doing here? Let the people decide. However, 57 still in. 71 likes. Wirtz drifts out to the left way too much to not have him at left wing. Wirtz 9. Could you do a poll for Bradley or Frimpong? Yeah, all right. So the poll is very even, by the way. Etiquette has won the poll. And then Sesko and Pedro are quite close. Since it's so tight, need TK down the middle, Wirtz on the left side. Here is a fact for you: Tottenham have won a trophy since Tracy Beaker. That is one of the banter I give Tottenham on Team Coppish Calling Show. Tracy fucking Beaker. Gakpo been awesome this season. Yeah, Gakpo left wing. Gakpo left wing. You know what? I actually genuinely won't mind seeing Gakpo. You know what? Go on. You know what? Since we all love a poll, we'll do a poll. Who at left wing? Gordon, Gakpo, Luis Diaz. I want to see all you Diaz lovers actually vote for Luis Diaz, because a lot of you don't want Gordon. But me and Darwin, the GOAT, yeah, we see the light here. Are you doing a watch along for the Europa League final? I am. Yeah. Well, it's more of a hate along. I hope Son wins it with Spurs. Wish he played under Klopp. Yeah, man. What's the disrespect with Gakpo? No, mate, honestly, I love Cody Gakpo, mate. I love Cody Gakpo. If Cody Gakpo was our left winger next season, I'm happy. I'm one of Gakpo's biggest fans. I'd rather Gakpo over Luis Diaz, in my opinion. But I'm just going off what people are reading in the chat. I'm on about if we sell Luis Diaz or get Anthony Gordon. I have no faith in Gordon signing for us. More likely that we sign an expensive 9. Manchester United haven't won a Premier League since the sugar. Oh my flipping god! Gakpo scores against all the teams. Yeah, Gakpo is good, man. Gakpo is winning. He's winning the vote on 50%. Gordon 33. 17. Where's all the Luis Diaz lovers now then, because all the people earlier were saying, oh, no, I want to sell Luis Diaz. Where's all you Diaz lovers? All you Diaz lovers, man. You know what I mean? Wirtz won't sign, let's be real. I mean, you never know, mate. Gakpo, IMO. Me, Diaz is good. He is good, but I'm just going based off the rumours that he's linked to a move to Barcelona. Gakpo scores against City and Madrid this season. Yeah, that trademark, Salah cross Gakpo back stick. Yeah, it works. If Wirtz signs for Bayern, would you rather sign Cherky or Simmons? Cherky. If a huge offers arise for Diaz, sell Diaz, but he's very underappreciated. Diaz has had a very good season. I'm not saying he hasn't. But again, I'm going based off the rumours. If Liverpool got offered 70 million for Luis Diaz, I'm telling you now, a lot of the fan base is taking it. Because a lot of people last year wanted Diaz sold. What do you think will happen with Mamardashvili? 2 situations. He either stays as the backup and, I'm sorry, but he's not the starting keeper. Or he goes out on loan. I voted Diaz because even in a bad game, you notice him. When Gakpo is quiet, he looks like we are playing with 10 men. I think that's the same with Diaz, man. There's been times when I've watched Diaz this season. He's barely running. He's not beating the first man. He's not doing the basics. I think it goes for both of them. But as an interchanging left winger, if you're playing Gakpo one game, Diaz one game, you know, I'm not going to complain if we keep them both. But if I get offered 70 million for Luis Diaz, I'm saying yes, and I'm saying hello Newcastle. What's Gordon saying? You know what I mean? Compare Gakpo and Diaz to Mane, and it's staggering the difference in end product. I think Gordon can bring his end product. If Salah could head, Gakpo would rack up assists. I mean, Salah should be on 30. Salah should be on 30 Premier League assists. And people talk about Luis Diaz with his finishing. In recent games, he's let Salah down for that 2020 honorary record, by the way. Just saying. Understand Liverpool have offered a new 4-year deal to 19-year-old talent centre-back Willie Lucky. Current contract ends this summer, and Liverpool trying to keep him while clubs in Spain and Germany are also in negotiations trying to sign him. I think we sign Hato. Breaking news from Fabrizio Romano. What's this then? Breaking news from Fabrizio, apparently. Oh, yeah, I've just seen that. Yeah, Liverpool have offered a new 4-year deal to 19-year-old talented centre-back. Oh, yeah. The financial agreement between Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen for Florian Wirtz is not seen as a potential issue for Fabrizio Romano. Anfield edition of that is the talk. Also, the KDB rumours, it looks like they've just gone down. I mean, so I want to bring up that buy-in space thing, which I think is interesting in a minute. I actually haven't watched Lucky play. Is he that good? I've heard of him, but I've not seen him. I was talking about when he's seen him play. Yeah, I've heard of the name. Like, there's a channel I watch, and he watches like all the youth games, and he like keeps up to date. So, you know what I mean? I try and watch youth games when I can, but sometimes the timing is always awkward. No good centre back at youth level. Our youth teams get content every week. Youths have been shocking in defence. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I have seen some of the results of our youths this season, and to be fair, they have in some games absolutely been. Why did our academy get bad the day Klopp left? I don't know, man. I don't know. We are one sub from 920. Oh my fucking god. However, Gakpo is winning the race. Gordon second. Again, I'm going to say it, man. Where's all the Luis Diaz lovers at? Because he's losing the race. He is losing the race. And we are 3 likes away from 80. We could potentially hit 100 likes on this stream. What's your goal with this? What's your goal with the channel this year? What's my goal? Well, I said at the start of the year I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers. I think I was on like 300 and some subs at the beginning of the year. I'd have to assess when I get 1,000. Who knows? I might not get a sub now for months and months. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I will think of my new goals when I get to 1,000. Hopefully, I can get that real soon with people's help. Slot got rid a lot of them. Are you a full-time content creator or still in uni? Nah, I'm at uni, mate. I am at uni. Yeah, I do YouTube on the side. Like, listen, if I was a full-time content creator, I'll be doing more than streaming at a desk. However, I am going to be doing a vlog of the parade. So people that are not going to the parade, I'm going to release a quality vlog. I've got some brilliant ideas for that. I'm going to be linking up with some people in Liverpool. So good use. Yeah, I can never really pronounce that guy's name, but absolute ball. I always struggle to say his name. Just subscribe. Big up yourself. You never walk alone, mate. What do you want to happen with Chiesa? I don't think there's really much that we can do. I think he's going to be sold, unfortunately. I'm hoping he stays and goes out on loan to a Prem club. But he's like 24. Like Crystal Palace, that's their European football. He's a class player. He's a class player, but what you studying? Sports science, mate. Yes, sports science. But I do another couple of things on the side as well. Like I do boxing as well on the side. I do a lot of things. Yeah, it is good. However, I'm gonna see if there's any news regarding. But however, we're gonna go through some quick more bits of the news that I did bookmark. These kits, man. Oh my, they're a thing of beauty. I can't lie. I think Nike kits over the past couple of years have been very disappointing. Very disappointing. But now we're going back home. We're going home to Adidas. And yeah, they look absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. Oh yeah, Robertson came out and said this about Trent. Right. So yeah, this is the stuff regarding buying space. Now, I've seen a couple of people put something about this. He's into buying from analysis, opinions, stats, news, and transfers, in depth tactical breakdowns. I've not really had a chance, but I've read skimmies of it. Like stuff like Florian Wirtz will not be joining Bayern, and there is no version events where the transfer will happen anymore. That is my clear information coming from those directly involved, and it has been internally accepted at the club for quite some time. And then, yeah, the choice to not join Bayern already formally communicated to the board. The cancellation of the plan is yet to another clear indicate that Bayern themselves know the transfer for Florian has collapsed. I have no idea if this is all reliable, but I've seen thousands of people complain and talk about this on Twitter. So I just thought it was worth a mention. See if people have actually done some research into it. I did boxing UFC in my younger days. Keep the boxing going, buddy. Yeah, man, of course. It's swaying towards us. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I have been consistent on the Florian Wirtz stuff, and now people are actually starting to believe my opinions that I think Bayern Munich cannot afford him. They need to sort out their contract situations. Not only that, Bayern's team is not complete. We look at Bayern Munich's team, yeah, their attack is brilliant, but the rest of that, Kim Min-jae's not been a success. Neuer's getting older. Do you know what I mean? Like, Kimmich is getting older now as well, picking up more injuries. And that's one of the reasons why I think Man City pulled out. I think Man City pulled out genuinely, not because they got rejected. I think they pulled out on the transfer for Florian Wirtz because they are looking at the Liverpool situation a couple of years ago. Do you remember when Liverpool were linked heavily with Jude Bellingham? Heavily linked with Jude Bellingham. And Liverpool decided to go down the route of buying 4 midfielders in Endo, Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. I think Man City are doing a similar sort of thing. Man City need to rebuild that midfield. Barring Rodri, the rest are crap and they're falling off a cliff. They are falling off a cliff, barring Rodri. They need to go and get a 10. They need to go and get a couple of 8s. Do you know what I mean? If you go and splash all that on 120, you could argue Man City need a defender, they need a fullback, potentially a winger. Yeah, we know Man City have loads of money, but they're not going to go and spend 400 million in this window. Like, let's just be realistic. And that's one of the reasons why I think that's why I think Man City pulled out. And I've not seen no one talk about that. And I think the point I've just made is actually very interesting, because Man City need to rebuild that midfield. They need to rebuild a lot of areas of their squad. You look at Liverpool, the right back situation is already done for Nkunku. Kirkes is going to get done. Then really you need, it looks like we are going to go down that 10 routes with Florian Wirtz. And you look at that Liverpool team, you're going to be happy with Gap off the left, Salah off the right, Wirtz in the 9, like I said. That team is good to go and ready to win a Premier League. If Man City go and just buy Florian Wirtz and maybe another player or two, they're not going to win the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? I think we also get him. I also don't believe he ever had an agreement with Bayern. I did some digging and he said, I feel I can move away and try something new. I felt like I could do okay somewhere else. Would you take Sane on the left? I mean, Sane is a free transfer, isn't he? What's his wages? So you're saying is Bayern Munich need more players? Bayern Munich need players, mate. They don't just need Florian Wirtz and that's it. They don't just need Florian Wirtz. Like, Real also need depth. Doesn't? Oh my god. The fact that they haven't sold to Munich in 21 years gives me hope. Wirtz should be begging to join Liverpool. Any player with a brain just needs to listen to one slot interview. Look, we've got that song with Chiesa, you know, one shot with Anna slot, and he said ciao. Now, I don't know what yes is in German. Someone's got to let me know. Bayern remains confident despite Liverpool's strong interest. The Reds have made progress with his encourage. Bizarre that Wirtz's sister to Bayern is mentioned as a side deal that's fallen through. What? There's no agreement with Wirtz Bayern. It was lies. Sell Diaz for Barca. 70 mil. Bring in Sane. No. Bring in Anthony Gordon, mate. Bring in my baller, Anthony Gordon. I'm sorry, but a lot of people wanted Gordon last summer. What's changed for people? However, we're on 80. Let's see if we can push for 100 likes, people. We've got 80 subscribers from 1,000. We are fastly approaching to the target. Sonny is washed. See at the end of the tweet, it's about Wirtz's sister. Negotiations. You know, this stuff like this is either really true or it's just a load of fucking bollocks. People will believe it because it's got 1.4 million impressions. Do you know what I mean? God, I want to play it again. But yeah, and obviously this is what Fabrizio said yesterday. By the way, Jeremy Frimpong will sign the contract in the next 24 hours. Obviously, here we go. It's all confirmed. Cool. So I'm expecting probably then in the next day or two, Liverpool will actually put out a tweet regarding saying, I don't know, Liverpool have reached an agreement to sign Jeremy Frimpong on a release clause of 30 million. Maybe something along those lines. I don't think we will do media stuff because the season's not finished. Teams are training, stuff like that. I think it'll be next week when the season is all about done. Let's see what he is saying. Yeah, this was the news. Someone was on about in the chat. De Bruyne will make his decision soon on his next club. Man, I wish we was in for Cunha. I want to check live transfer news live because I did see something earlier regarding Liverpool. And obviously, yeah, by the way, Martinez could be going to Saudi. I reckon he's going. I reckon Keller's going there, man. Arsenal are seriously considering a transfer for Rodrigo. The talks have begun. Plessy goal. Nah, fuck the sun. Chelsea already make a shot. Beard. I just don't know how to feel about this, man. Just Marcus Rashford is the club's alternative. Oh Lord, Jesus. That tweet is to be wrong. Gordon showed he didn't want to come to us. I mean, how is it his fault? Newcastle, right? The PSR stuff, right? Do you remember when Newcastle signed Anderson? No, sorry. When Forest signed Anderson from Newcastle, that helped solve their PSR rules. Gordon's was the man on the list that was willing to do. The only reason they was willing to sell Gordon is because of the PSR. Not because we'll sell him because we think he's shit. It's because of the PSR stuff, because he's a guy that's going to bring in a decent, check. And obviously, Liverpool had interest in him, man. I think we might revisit. Tell Wirtz one kiss is all it takes. It's so strange. The construction of the tweet sounds great. Yeah, Frimpong gone quiet. It's a done deal. People do not worry. Frimpong is going to be a Liverpool player. There will be an issue with the announcements because the kit sponsor changeover. Apparently, our deal with Adidas doesn't start until August 1st. Now, I think we'll still do stuff. Nunes, Jotun. Wait, so you're telling me Liverpool's new kits are not going to come out until August 1st? Really? So are we just going to show them off in this season's kit then? Because what if you want to go and get a Jeremy Frimpong shirt, a Wirtz shirt if he signs, a Kirkus shirt? Do we have to wait till August the 1st then? Now, how are we going to do it? That's actually interesting in terms of the media announcements. Because surely you would want to show them off in the new kit. With all the stuff that you get on the back, the Premier League badges and all that garbage. Nunes, Jota and Diaz equals. Is that money? Normally, we will wear next season's kit on the last game of the season, but due to us winning the Premier League, we must wear the Nike. So you're telling me because we won the league, we can't wear the new kit? Really? Apparently pre-season will be in Nike shirts, otherwise we would have worn the jersey at the end of the season. Yeah, I know that, but what I'm trying to mean is, right? What I'm trying to mean is, how are we gonna do our media announcements? Do you know when they do the whole where you see them having their medical, they put the shirts on, they walk out on the AXA pitch, all that stuff? They'll do like a couple of minutes. They'll do like a 5-10 minute interview, talking in the new kit. Oh yeah, I came to Liverpool, so and so. I'm really looking forward to the new challenge and all that stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm intrigued for, because all these kids that will want to get Wirtz shirts if he signs again, Frimpong, Kirkus shirts, are we just going to get one of the Nike kits? And also, by the way, the Nike kits are sold out everywhere. Club shop, flipping store, on Nike websites, everywhere. Subbro, Fragile Channel, I'm a mod on the channels. Great to see coming up with new ideas. Big up yourself, man. You need a sub, no worries. Big up, man. Yeah, it's dumb. Deal apparently starts. So that is stupid. Because how is that going to work? That's actually a really interesting point that you've actually just arose. I might actually have to research that because I actually think that's really, really interesting. Barca can't afford Diaz, it's Saudi, Jota, and Nunes. So you think Saudi are getting Diaz, Jota, and Nunes? Let's have a look what the poll was. Yeah, Gakpo won the poll. Of course. All the Diaz lovers, you know. 85 likes. We have 15 away. There's 54. I guarantee you there's 15 people in this stream that have not hit that like button. It helps push out to more people. And yeah, it's always good to, the content is free. Wolves and Leeds may come in. For who? For who? Like, who do you mean? Let me know who you think they're going to come in for. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting summer, guys. I think, look, the way that the news, is going around, I don't think it's just going to be Kirkus. I genuinely would be shocked if Liverpool don't sign more than 4, 5, 6 players. I think there's going to be a lot of outgoings. People are talking about the incomings. Yeah, we've got all the outgoings to go. Yeah, I'm telling you now, outgoings are happening. You think we're only selling a couple of players? I think 6 or 7, something like that. Let me just check this. I hope Harvey stays. He could definitely be a successor for Mo. I just don't think he hasn't got the physicality. Elliot, Kel, and Simi. What, for Wolves and that? Yeah, I can see that. Endo stays. Gomez be Newcastle. Remember, guys, Newcastle had an interesting Kwanzaa. We tried to, but Liverpool didn't want to do that deal. I go back to the Gordon deal when we were linked with Gordon. They wanted to do Kwanzaa in a swap. We said no. Rubbish. Elliot and Jones must go, says Real. I disagree. I would keep Curtis Jones. I'd love to keep Harvey Elliott, but I just don't think he works out and fits an Arnie slot system. But the outgoings, I think, look, the ones we know that we can easily very much predict is Kelleher, your Simicasses of this world, your Harvey Elliott's, the Diaz and the Jotters. They're the interesting ones, in my opinion. They're the interesting ones, I think. Like, it's certainly going to be a mad summer. Strap yourselves in because I think it's going to be massive. But yeah, you clearly don't want to win. What do you mean I clearly don't want to win? What do you mean I clearly don't want to win? However, we are 3 lakhs away from 90. We've got 55 in it. Sesko wants LFC. Your thoughts? I'll give you my thoughts in a minute, mate. I'm just going to quickly refill my water and stuff. So I'll be back in just a second. Let's hope we can be on 90 likes by the time I get back. We need 2 more now. Smash up the likes. Hit the subscribe button. We're back in literally about 2 minutes. Going to go and refill up the water. BRB. Right, we're back. Let's go through some of these. You didn't learn anything from the last game. What do you mean? What, that'll keep Curtis Jones? Doak back soon. I reckon we sell him. They were both clutch players at different times for us this season. I'm sure you were celebrating when Harvey scored against PSG. I'm sure you were celebrating when Harvey Elliott was actually doing decent under Jurgen Klopp. You know? Didn't know anything. I mean, he literally scored the other day. Harvey Elliott doesn't fit the slot system. We get that, right? But you saying he's a bad player? Or you didn't learn anything from the last game? Have to say I would put a few strikers out of Sesko, but if the club really thinks he is the man, then I'll trust them. I'll tell you what, I do like your profile pick. Let's just go around 28 mil. 28 mil. It's going to cost us about 60. Braxton Dixon, the only clutch is a car and a truck you're talking about. I think Doak will leave a lot of interest in him from the likes of Palace throughout of the season. Yeah, I've seen that. One Tottenham World and tonight, but Bruno scores United win, unfortunately. Yeah, they haven't cared since winning the league. It's a bit different having nothing to play for compared to trying to win at PSG. Curtis stepping up mid-season. I think Curtis Jones has had a good season. They have both been vital. I don't watch Liverpool when Rubbish Jones plays. Well, how are you supposed to know if he's played well then? Because if you don't watch Liverpool when he plays, how would you know if he's played well? What? Wilson and as better than Elliott. What, Harry Wilson? Yeah, your profile pick's classmate. Hughes and Edwards will be ruthless selling non-playing squad members. That's what we've got to be prepared for. Jones better from the bench. Curtis Jones is a good player, man. And I actually think he's got a part to play for Arne Slot. That's my opinion. One like away from 90. Let's see if we can hit them. 45 still watching. We've been going for 2 hours. I'll do another 10 or so minutes. But the question to reel in the chat: what makes you think Curtis Jones is rubbish? Then I'll actually hear your point rather than just calling him rubbish. And you say you don't watch Liverpool when he plays. How would you know if he's played well? You know? Would you keep Nunez if only offers 40 mil? Benchman, madman. 40 million, probably not. Jones has had a good season, but I don't like when he does to our attacks. Always receives the ball facing our goal and takes too long on the ball. Yeah, I agree with that, Sam. There was a time the other night against Brighton where you could have just easily passed it to Mo. I think that is a big critique of Curtis Jones. I think his ball progression and his press resistance on the actual ball and his passing is actually very good. But that is the one critique I'll have with Curtis, that there is times where I'm like, just fucking pass. You know, would you keep Nunez? Yeah, everyone said that. I think what is worth. Jones gives you his value. Because we're not good. We are going to sell players, right? But we're not going to sell everyone. You know, Curtis Jones, I will be shocked if he stays. I know Aston Villa a couple of years ago did have interest in him. If Liverpool have injuries and you have to play Rubbish, Jones and Elliott week in, week out, we'll see how bad they are. We need to rely on our youth. If we are spending big this summer, I don't think we are. We see spending like this for a while. We We played Curtis Jones week in, week out, and we are still winning. Curtis Jones was very, very good in that period where, do you know when we had like Leverkusen, Madrid, Villa, City, Forest, Chelsea in that run? He was very good in that run. Very good. Backs don't matter coming back, thinking he's going to rotate with Grav. Sometimes Curtis Jones is holding on, so the team gets held back in shape. He's getting a goal and assist every other game. Curtis Jones was very good in that running. Very, very good. And I'm gonna keep him. And you know what? He's got 2 years left on his contract. I'm giving him a new deal. He's on peanuts. Yeah, I think he's on like 15, like 20k a week or something stupid like that. I would happily give him a little bit of a pay rise. Curtis can only be a squad player, too inconsistent. Thank God you are not running the club. Thank God you're not running the club then. Because Jesus. Knowing you, you'd probably want flipping. Oh man. What would you suggest then? He's overpaid. He's overpaid on 15k. Explain to me, right, mate. Mate, I'm being respectful. Explain to me why you think Curtis Jones is a rubbish player. Thank you. We'll be bringing 100 to 150 mil this summer with player sales. Probably even more. Yeah. It was onto the ball too much. If that all he says, then Jesus. Then I can name a lot of players at Liverpool who hold the ball on for far too long. I have standards, you don't. What's your standards? I would love us to go for Adam Wharton, young, homegrown, and absolute talent. Yeah. By the way, Frimpong's actually classed as homegrown as well, which is good. You still haven't got any ideas. We have some of the most moronic fans in the world. Love this club, support them for 40 years. And when you read the chat, you realise how dumb people have become. Curtis Jones is 6, 8, 10 most games. Not a Milner. So I recognise that profile bit from somewhere. It's like, what's that cartoon? Yeah, if you're gonna say Curtis Jones is shit in that, give me some better names that you'll take. You know, Bajcetic, lone backup Grav. I think Bajcetic is too weak. I think Bajcetic is potentially physically too weak. I think he's got the legs and the aggression, but I think he needs that real physicality side to his game. You know, Slot likes big physical players. McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones has that as well. Bajcetic. I hope it works out for Bajcetic because I think he's a good player. I really do. It's a shame that, again, it might be a Harvey Elliott situation. It just might not be at Liverpool. Curtis Jones is an asset to the squad, adaptable, team oriented. Bajcetic being top loan, first most stats. Yeah, I mean, look, I've heard good stuff about Bajcetic. Who's currently on loan at is it Las Palmas? I've heard good stuff about him, and hopefully it will go well, because didn't he go on loan to Salzburg, and it was just, yeah. You can't run a bath, let alone a club. Your comments are about intelligence as a down. I can't read that out, mate, but fucking Christ, my problems with Jones is good for 3 or 4 games, then he gets his place and then falls back. Very purple patch. Yeah. Sorry, yawn. Guys, let's just not get thingy in the chat. You know. That's very good. Yeah, I've seen. News on Canate, new start contract talks. Well, Canate was meant to sign that contract back in November. My God. He was meant to sign that contract, wasn't he, Canate? But obviously, you know, didn't the contract talks broke down for whatever reason. Hopefully, you know, Canate will sign. You know. Do I have faith in the club? I actually think he will sign, you know. Oh my God, what have I just seen on Twitter? Look at this masterpiece. Virgil van Dijk's new moral. What a masterpiece that is. That looks sick, man. And obviously, they've still got to do all the colouring in of the champions bit, but that looks... Wow. Name me another football club that does stuff like this. Yeah. Wow. That I actually can't wait to see that in person. Heading down on the weekend. Oh man, that's going to be the champions as well, and that's going to be filled in. Oh my God, this bit as well. Oh man. And obviously, that was when he was looking up at the cup when we won that league. Class, yeah, big good. Next, his new car, great. Yeah, I agree. Back the players we have, bring in to influence his ability and potentials. I bet his new police on his contract has come from using Edwards. Easy 5 into a 6. I can't lie, that is a thing of beauty. Look at that, man. Fair play to the people that made that absolute masterpiece. Yeah, I'm hitting a like on that. I'm hitting a like on that. Hopefully they add the words, it was always Liverpool. Yeah, that would be sick. You know, Trent talks about, yeah, we all know what's on Trent's, you know, more real thing. It says, we all know that words, we all know that was a load of BS. Yeah, fit it in like somewhere like going down here or somewhere. So it was always Liverpool. That looks sick. Poor Pedro. I don't get fans whining. We've just won the league. We're in for Wirtz and we are moving early. And they're still finding things to moan about. Exactly, Matty. Exactly. Why are people moaning? We're making transfers. People are moaning at FSG for not making deals. They're doing deals. We won the league. What's it to complain about, man? Poor bedroom guy window. Stop taking pictures. My missus. Yeah. Hey, I don't care. Hey, is that someone? I mean, I'm not going to zoom in, but yeah. That looks unbelievable. What a masterpiece. And bearing in mind, they've still got to do all the colouring in because they've got to do all the gold where it says champions. Maybe add like a little quote there. Yeah, it was always Liverpool, man. That is... The people that make these are unbelievable. My personal favourite one is the Fowler one. The Fowler one is a thing of beauty as well. That's my favourite memorial. That's done for the club. That is just a thing of beauty, man. But people, we have been live. You placed any bets on tonight's games? Unfortunately, mate, I don't bet. We are coming to the end of the stream. Make sure you're smashing that like button, subscribing. We are six from 100, and yeah, we've unbelievable support today. We are less than 80 subscribers now. 80 away from 1,000. Unbelievable. But we have got an intro to run out on, and I think it's absolutely fitting. We listen to this one last time. Sick.
Second place, 3 years straight. Oh, Lord, trust the process, they all say. Oh, Lord, gold dreams turn to silver trade. Oh, Lord,
Let me know if you can hear it.
cult can't see the way. Oh, Lord, the pundits all pointed, said this is their year. City looked tired, Arsenal was near. The stars were aligned, the Gunners were hot, but nobody bet on Arna's slot. 3 years running, they came close, but trophies, nah, just Twitter post. Champions, nah, just nearly men. Back in May, they cry again. They said if City drops,
Turn it up or turn it down?
it's Arsenal's moment, the crown will be fine. But from the mist of the Mersey shore came a Dutchman they couldn't ignore. Ole, 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 ole. We finished second, just not to Peffergate. Ole, 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 ole. It's Liverpool who crashed the parade. While we were building title dreams, they slided in and stole the scene. Ole, 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 ole. Trusted the process, sang all the songs. Thought this time the story would right the wrongs. But while we were counting on City's decline, Salah broke records 1 goal at a time. He scored and he passed week after week. 8 double-doubles, his boots did speak. 30 involved.
Smash them likes, people, man. What a fucking video.
Post-match flames. They scream, we're back with TikTok clips, but trophy dust on empty lips. Celebrating wins in March while City's lifted in the arch. They said we were ready, we carried the load, but Salah went beast mode on cruise control. 1 more to match, 2 to be great. Pass Shearer Cole, now set the slate. Yeah. Ole, 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 ole. All roads were open, the moment was set. Ole, 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 ole. But we fumbled the crown and we got regret. Next up, turn to next time fast. Salah danced and broke the past. Ole, 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 ole. We're second place, and that's our cast. That Colton Michael's wild, no doubt. They'd clap him if they got knocked out. Say he's Pep with hairline tight, but Pep wins trophies day and night. PR merchants spin that wheel. You don't get it, it's the feel. But feelings don't lift silverware. They built a statue of Mane. Ole, 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 ole. Not even Pep this time to blame. Ole, 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 ole. It's Salah who changed the game. We danced with hope, his silver dreams that woke up chasing Merseyside streams. Ole, 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 ole. Second place.
Oh, this is class bit.
Title charge.
Yo, Spurs win tonight, man.
Parade for vibes, but not for plates. Arteta stands, hallucinate. Hold that head. Hold that, hold it. Hold that, hold that. Oh, Lordy. Stay humble, oh, Lordy.
Stay on, Bella. Man, I feel for troops every time.
Pussy them. Come on. This is your last fucking chance. Come on, Arsenal.
This kind of Stone scored, in it.
Keep him out the fuck. Oh no. Oh my days.
Big up troops, man.
Oh no. Oh my days.
No.
Oh my god.
Next season, FC. Oh, Jobs FC. And also Mardy Kuntz FC as well. We'll add that as well. Think the VVD, yeah, I agree. News Pepe not happy size squad. People, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Take care. And we'll be back tomorrow. Well, no, but we're back later for the hater long. We need that Spurs dagger. We need the Spurs dagger, man. I've been live for over 2 hours. I'm going to go and grab some food. And we're going to get ready for the ultimate hate-along tonight. We need Spurs dagger. We need the Manx in the bin. Have a good one, buddy. Keep rolling on. Yeah, man. I appreciate the kind words and all the people that have subscribed and all those kind of things. But people, we're back tonight. We're back tomorrow with more Liverpool stuff. Up the Reds 20 times. And hopefully Spurs can do it tonight. And Arsenal, keep crying.